You put your halo over your head, Desmond, not to the side.
Secret destroyers hold you up to the flames. And what do I get for my pain?
You get Joe Montaldo, that's what you get. Oh man, I love that intro. It's gonna get my ass in trouble. I can see it coming. Everybody, welcome to the show. We have John and Emily Goodwin with us tonight. The Goodwins, who are always a blast to talk to. We have Desmond. Desmond, how you say your last name? Astaire. Well, I had it right the first time. All right. Desmond's a big winner. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I even have. Wait, where's it at? Can we see it? Yes. Can we see it? No, that's volume 39. Wait. What's it? Oh, there it is. Yes, it is. It's volume 38.
Yeah. Desmond's book.
Yes, Desmond's book. So, and we can look in there and look at some of the artwork and story from it. First off tonight, guys, because I had the Goodwins with us because we're on a campaign now until what, mid-July. When's it in?
Well, it actually officially starts July 1, then it goes to the end of July. Voting.
So we're voting for People's Choice Podcast, People's Choice Awards. Get your asses over there and vote. I don't want no more runners up, man. It's 4 in a row. It's really, I'm not going to say what it does. I promise I'd be nice, but I'm telling you. So lately, this whole year, I got my hack tracer out so I could see where everybody lives in case y'all don't vote this year. I have a special present for you non-voters this year. Yes, I'm going to send you an invite to the presidential election. Yes, I'm just going to help y'all out. That's all. Denise, before you even start, yes, Larry. Matter of fact, John and Emily and I were talking about this before we came in. Larry and April were great. Yes, they both had a good time. Larry is just, I could talk to Larry endlessly. I could just sit down, get a cup of coffee, maybe a glass of bourbon, depending on what kind of mood I am, and just let him go. He
likes to talk.
He's got great stories. He's the first one I could find that could out-talk me in time, man. He just put us right out, man. He said, no. But no, I mean, he had great stories. And, so I told them to find me 2 more dragons. And we're going to have the dragon off with the 4 of them on the show in a couple of months. And, we'll just get 2 other people who do really, really good dragons and see what happens. See, I didn't even know Larry did Dungeons and Dragons. See, I don't know anything. I'm like, oh my God, you did, wait, what? You did who? We talked
original Dungeons and Dragons, and then now he's also got all the what's the other series that he did? The Dragonlance.
Yes, I remember that. And he's I don't know, we'll just say he's interested and leave it at that. Guys and girls, y'all can see that interview. That was Wednesday. We ran a little long, but y'all can go check it out. And it was a fun interview. You got to see a lot of dragons. We had April's dragons up there. We had Larry's dragons up there. We had all kind of artwork flying all over the place. So Go check it out, enjoy it, and see what you have. So Des, man, so I got to see you win, man. So first thing I want to ask you, because I know y'all got to give speeches, and I know you got to go up. I know you got to go up, and do the first one before you find out about the big one. So I always like to ask, because everybody I've talked to, I've asked this. I mean, so what did you do? Like, were you rewriting this thing in your head while you were walking up the stage? I'm just curious because I've asked a couple people, and I know the last one said, well, I was going to ask, could I have 5 minutes to rewrite it? I said, no, I don't think Emily would appreciate that 5-minute break. It was funny to see him ask, I got to say. So, I mean, what was it? I mean, how'd you feel? Rush of energy or?
It felt very surreal. Kind of an out-of-body experience, but I work in public relations, so I knew full well ahead of time I have to have these things like written out, typed out, refined. And then, of course, when we were at the workshop, John was able to give us a class on how to do good speech writing and good presentation on camera. But I still felt my soul leave my body during every yeah.
I mean, I understand. Well, you know what? I understand how you're feeling because I seen Joni call me and I said, "Oh my God, Joni, did I win?" She's like, "You butt down me, John."
So what's amazing is every year I tell everybody, the worst speeches are always the grand prize winners. So they shot their wad and they said, "Oh, I didn't think it was going to be me. I wasn't planning it to be me. I didn't think because there were so many other people who are so much better. Just I've heard them all every year." And so every year I said, "Look please have something worked out because
it might be you."
And then
yes, you don't know who it's going to be.
One of the things I liked the most, Desmond, was your wife's reaction. Well,
Yeah.
what a sweetie.
She was like,
she was quite overwhelmed, quite surprised. I mean, she knows that this has been a dream of mine for, the contest had been a dream for years, and then the becoming an author had been a dream for decades. And so in that moment where all of a sudden, like, my wildest dreams came true right in front of us, I just felt completely like I was so sick to my stomach until they called my name, and then it was just adrenaline go time. But then I look over and she's crying and hugging, and it was like Christmas Day.
Yeah. So nice.
It was great. Yes.
I don't even know how y'all do it. I'd be up there. Oh my God, I'm going to pass out right here. And I like to talk to people, so I don't know. I'd be like, it'd be a bit much for me. But so we're going to go back to all the beginning stuff, like we always like to talk about. So somewhere along the line, you had to decide you wanted to write something. I mean, were you a little kid? Were you like drawing on mama's walls, writing out paragraphs on the walls? Because I wondered, because I was talking with, I'm not going to mention the author's name, but he was talking about writing in the closet on the sheetrock, writing his first novel. I was laughing my ass off. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. So what was it for you? I mean, first off, when did you really start wanting to write, and then when did you really take it serious?
I think it started with a desire to read. I think I was in preschool, and my best friend announced to everyone that he could read, and I was like, I can't read. What's wrong with me? And so I learned how to read, and then by second grade, it was just consuming books. And there's great educational programs like Book It and Accelerated Reader that incentivize reading, and so it's storytelling. Consuming stories just became an addiction. And then, it's always been me. It's never not been part of me.
It's I like when I was young, I liked to read. As I got older, I like to listen. It became, I went from really, really reading all the time to just listening. As soon as they started having audio tapes and cassette tapes and CDs, and now everything you can listen to online or on your car, however the hell you want to do it these days, it was much easier for me. And I still, since there's no pictures involved, it still uses my own imagination either way. So I like it pretty good. I wish I could take the time to read.
I'm reading almost like a book a week still, because I got the podcast, and I do a lot of authors, so I won't interview somebody unless I've read one of the books. So it has me reading a lot. I like listening to audiobooks. It's definitely much more like relaxing. I can get somebody else just giving it to me. But if I don't have time, I need to read. I can read like 5-10 times faster than I can listen.
Yeah.
So if I need to, I'll read the printed books, because I can go so much faster, prepare for the podcast.
And you probably like feeling the book in your hands. I mean, I know a lot of the people, or my
Kindle. I've got so many books in the Kindle. When I schedule somebody, they'll send me like 5 books. Here you go. And so I can pick it. So which one should I read first? And sometimes I'll read a couple. But if they're really long ones, I gotta do only one book. But if they're short, I'll be able to get through a couple of them. Like Brandon Mull, he sent me 2 books, but he's got his are easier to read because his is YA.
Yeah, the reader in this family has always been Linda. I can read a freaking book an hour. I swear, I don't know how she does it. I'm not kidding you. I have brought her books home like this. Like this.
Yeah,
I mean, these look like L. Ron's books. 100,000. She's like, shh. A couple of hours later, she said, "Baby, you're gonna go get me another book." I'm like, "What?" I said, "I thought I'd keep you busy for at least a couple of days." Oh, no. And then she got offended when I said that, by the way.
Yeah.
Some people like to read, and they can read really fast, and they can absorb it really fast. If I had to take a speed reading course, but you lose too much when you read that way.
Yeah, you just lose way too much.
Yeah.
So it's just. But anyway,
I have to say one thing. I thought the format that you did on your winning story on Writers of the Future, Volume 38, Desmond, he starts with the punchline, and then the actual story gets revealed to the protagonist, and you're just kind of following along, trying to keep up. And it's a very I really enjoyed your story. So
Yeah. Thank you. That's so Peter David, who wrote comic books, still writes comic books, and a lot of Star Trek books. He wrote probably my favorite book of all time called Anthology, the Star Trek Next Generation novel. And one of the big points of that story is it's told non-linearly. It jumps from the past to present to the future, and something about that way of telling stories just stuck with me. And so fortunately for Gallows in volume 38, I was able to incorporate that, and for me it was just a lot of fun.
yeah, that was great. It worked very well, and the judges thought so too. And so there you had it.
Yeah.
Took home the big trophy.
Thank God I don't bet on these things because I'd never win. I never get the artist on the.
I would neither, but I just know that I got 12 great stories. So I'm not concerned about. I really myself am not concerned about first, second, or third, and that factually hasn't made that much of a difference on careers. Getting in the book has, but the fact that a person was the grand prize winner or a third place winner, just being in the book and having that introduction to the authors and the editors that the book that accommodates is what makes a difference. So how much are you willing now to do the follow-up hustle?
Yeah,
exactly.
So if you're willing to hustle after that to make the connections and keep on working, then it's an amazing springboard launch.
Well, tell us about tomorrow, because you've got something happening tomorrow.
I got a couple things happening tomorrow. At about 5 a.m, I got to jump on and do a press thing with the British Science Fiction Association, because I've got a story coming out in their anthology. I believe it's next year, so we're going to do a little press thing for that. It'll be about 11 o'clock London, but 5 o'clock Central. And then after that, going with Volume 39 winner David Hankins, we're going to go to his stomping grounds over in Davenport, Iowa, and do a book signing there.
Is it a Barnes & Noble, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, it's picking up a lot of local press, so I'm pretty excited. That's one of the best things that I love about being able to do this is getting to meet readers and then have that connection of the shared experience of enjoying storytelling. So, yeah, it's gonna be a great day.
Nice. What time is that at? Is that 1?
That will be from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock Central in Davenport, Iowa. So if you're a Quad Cities listener, jump on over and come hang out with us for a little bit. Out of the last book signing that we did for Volume 38, it was supposed to be 3 hours, but it ended up being like 6 hours because, I mean, it's people see the trophy, people see the book, they see someone talking about the book, they want to know what's this all about. And gosh, I love. I mean, this is where I started, so I love, talking about it.
Which is great. Yeah, it's interesting how I'm getting more and more stories of the recognition of writers of the future that are out there right now. Like you talked about there. I just today emailed the person, the event coordinator for Tampa Comic Con, because we had Dan Farr, who was our keynote speaker this year. You met him, right, Joe?
Yes, Dan's hilariously good, interesting himself.
Yeah, absolutely. So he set us up then so that we could get into Tampa Comic Con because we're late. But we said, can we do this? And he said, so he said, sure, because he then all of a sudden a whole change of view on what the magnitude of Writers of the Future and Illustrators of the Future was, having been there and seen it. He's still like saying, this is the most amazing thing, John. So anyway, so then he connected me up with a person who's the event coordinator there. And then so I wrote and asked,
about panels.
And so then they connected me up with a person in charge of programming who responded to me and says, yeah, I attended last year's Rise of the Future event. I was so with, about 15 O's amazed with this convention. So let me know what you want. We'll set it up. And let me know who you'd like to have on the panel so we can get that thing put together. That's the kind of notoriety that the Writers and Illustrators of the Future contest has right now. And it's amazing that, Owen Hubbard created this in 1983. And you've been tracking it for however many years, Desmond, but it's like 4 decades now it's been going on. And we've got this year we had, with your year, I think we had winners from 6 or 7 countries. This year it was like 8 or 9 countries with entrants over 175 countries. It's so huge. And then thanks to like the support of Joe on his shows, each week we're getting out there and reaching like 2 million plus people in like 100. And how many countries does your show reach, Joe?
Well, it depends what show. Like this one goes out to about 144, anywhere from 130 to 160. We'll just say about 140 on average. The Wednesday shows, the show with my name on it only goes out to about 130, but the UFO on the cover goes out to everybody. There's nobody they don't go out to. It's weird when you see South Korea. I mean, when you see North Korea up there. Now it's 17 people. It started out with 1 and 3 and 9. Then it was 15 for a while. I mean, it stayed, and now it's 17. I'm like, but it's either underground or somebody with some power. Ain't nobody else listening. Now we got about 5,000 in Venezuela, which still surprising. We got about that much in Cuba. Cuba goes up and down between about 5,000 and 15,000. I guess they do listen to a lot of radio over there. So.
Oh yeah.
So they get it, and we got a pretty good following in Miami, so it probably helps us out. But it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see the countries than the cities, because I was just talking with somebody about this the other day, and we were looking for targeting for specific cities for readers, where you might find the most reading population. Because some areas in the United States, you're wasting your time. You could go down there and be giving the damn books away, and they'd be using them to start fires in their backyard. Well, no, I mean, I'm not hating. It's one of the reasons I down here I work so hard. It's one of the reasons I like these guys, because it helps to bring literacy to people. But you can only bring the horse to the water. You can't make the damn thing drink. So, and I get aggravated. Wait, what? I'm just saying. These people. Some of the people I meet were really interested in reading. And I've done, since COVID's over, I've probably done close to 100 lectures now, between some FM and some regular colleges and stuff. And I have not gone yet that I haven't been asked about these guys, not once. So it's interesting that and people say, well, how much do they pay you again? I'm like, I was like, wait a minute, wait, what? I said, who told you that, man? I'm going to beat him in the head. That's like the other day, I was surfing the channel and it had the station's revenue posted, and I was looking going, I'm going to talk to Michelle. I'm getting shorted here a little bit. Just a little bit, man. You got to talk to her. Sometimes I just wonder how things happen. But it is interesting, because I can see, like, on a show that you would do, John, I can go look after a couple of weeks and see what the demographics are, how many females, how many males, how many theys. Now, they actually got the they category, so I can even tell you that. It's interesting to see what cities they're in, how many are listening to cities, how many are listening, how long the average listener is to the show, how long they're hanging out and listening to us talk. So it's nice to know. Yeah. And currently the station's average listening time is 86 minutes. So we're all real happy with that.
Wow.
And on Roku, it's about 66 minutes. So we're happy with that, too. Because from what I hear about TV lately, you're lucky you get 20 minutes. It's so the dreaded question, how many times did it take to get in to win? I'm sorry, tongue tied.
Actually, I just went through my certificates today. It was about I think like 4 to 6 stories entered about 8 times or so in that ballpark. Got various honorable mentions, semifinalists, stuff like that. What really made the big difference is that they offer the free online workshop where you're getting all the goods that we got in Hollywood. It's just in a distance learning digital format, free of charge, and you work at your own pace. You're seeing from the exact same judges and mentors that you meet if you win the thing. I took that course, and that gave me a whole different dimension of looking at storytelling. And then shortly after that, landed the semifinals, and then landed first place, and that first place turned into a grand prize. So,
that's the way to go. Because I hear from long to short. I notice there's more first time winners with the illustrators than with the writers, but
Yeah.
So, and the illustrators tend to be a little bit younger than the writers too.
Yeah.
It's
you need skill on both sides. Obviously, it's amazing.
Mhm.
I can't even draw a decent stick person, which we've talked about in the past, Joe.
no, yeah, the stick couple here. I know it's not going to work.
Yeah, but on writers, you've got to like become fluent with the language. You need to be able to deal with grammar. You need to be able to then use the words to create suspense and make a person want to turn the page.
Yeah.
It's not that you don't. I mean, on illustration, whatever it is that to build that tool set for an artist, perhaps it comes earlier that they can do it. But by and large, we normally have then the writer winners are older than the illustrators. I think the youngest writer.
Yes, authors seem to be a little bit older.
We had one 17-year-old, but
Yeah.
usually like their college is like the youngest age.
They but it would make sense too, because with art it's a little bit different, and sometimes you can get luckier with art. But writing a good story where everybody's going to enjoy it, it's a little bit harder. I mean, you got a bunch of judges you got to go through. Then you might, one judge you might get lucky too, but if you're not getting the majority of them, you're not getting anywhere. So
Part of the thing too is you need to have enough experiences. You have to have read a lot too to be able to write. I think that's a real key thing. How would that fit in with your experience, Desmond?
Absolutely. You got to read a lot and variety, and you have to never stop learning. So anytime that I'm reading something, I'm, not only enjoying it, but I'm analyzing, like, what do I like about it? What do I dislike about it? How would I write this scene better if it was my book? And I think that just having a mindset of continuous learning really helps advance the craft. Because with both writing and art, and really anything in the business world, if you think that you've made it, I think you probably failed, because you should never stop learning.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll never be able to stop learning just because I'll get bored. I can't. I'm not real good at sitting still. I don't do real good at that.
Says he who does hours after hours of radio shows sitting in that seat.
No. Actually, these days I don't do as much. I don't do as much of my radio as I used to.
Yeah.
These days I'm on other people's shows and harassing people in New York, or actually out in LA. I was harassing some poor effing people in LA the other day. It's like, really, why do you live out here again? The place is polluted. You know that, right? He said, well, where are you? I said, I come from a place where you go, oh, you smelling pine trees. You smell it. Yeah, you see them smelling it's ocean going around my house. I said, it's nice. It's pretty. There's trees and grass everywhere. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, I've been to LA, man. It's like concrete out there.
LA, you go out on the boulevard, you're going to smell marijuana.
Oh, that's all you're going to smell out there these days. So this is 2 years in a row. Well, it's out of control is what it is. Look,
It is.
You want to smoke pot, I'm all for it. Good. I wish it would have been legal when I was young. But the thing about it is, people, first off, I'm walking that thing. I'm old. I'm huffing and puffing as it is. I'm high before I get to the corner. I'm not kidding you. Poor Dan, I'm not going to say his last name. Poor Dan. We may have had a flock. He was like, wow. It was too funny. But what bothers me is you see kids out here this big, and they're just, and it's just bad. It's just out of control. And any alleyway you pass, it just reeks. I notice, and they don't really care, because any of the hotels, they're standing right out front smoking. I'm like, and then the floor I was on this year was like the 420 floor. I was like, damn, man. I was pretty sure this was a non-smoking hotel. It's rough, but I don't know what they're going to do. They're making so much
It's only
money.
illegal to smoke cigarettes.
Oh, what? And that was how it was in Colorado. You couldn't smoke cigarettes in your room, but you could smoke marijuana. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. That's like, well, I don't smoke either one right now, so I guess it doesn't matter. But still, I thought it was a little bit stupid. What can I say? Jackie.
But we're really excited. So we've won so far with Desmond's volume 38. We won a silver award for the the eLit award, which is the ebook literary award, and then we won the gold award for the Benjamin Franklin, and then another gold award for the IPPY award. So it's been recently the winningest book that we've published. 2 golds and a silver, which is just super exciting.
So
Well, John,
everybody listening has to read it, so they have to go because you're going to be able to read Gallows, which is Desmond's story, and all the rest of the ones in there. So you can go get that wherever books are sold, or you can go to the Barnes and Noble where he's going to be tomorrow and get it autographed.
Yeah, that's the best way
Oh,
to
yeah.
go. Get it autographed, people.
Were you going to say something here, Desmond?
Oh, to your point that you were saying earlier, it really doesn't matter winning first, second, third place in this contest. And because in our volume 38, the amount of talent that was in that volume was astounding. I got to help edit it or copy read it beforehand, and it was
just autograph, people. Read
Ah,
it.
yeah.
Read it and weave, people. Read it. I'm sorry, Des. Go ahead, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
the amount
Well-
each year it just gets better and better and better. There's nothing like it that identifies new talent and brings them right to the top, it launches careers. It's amazing. It's like Christmas morning every time. I think my favorite was probably the 2013 volume. That's when I really started paying attention and it was a really good volume. But then this one, my gosh, everyone in volume 38 is doing stuff now. We're published all over the place. It's like everybody was a winner, and because of the launching pad that Writers of the Futures provided.
Get famous so I can say I know you.
Some credit. You have to take some credit because 30 best-selling authors all decided that yours was the best story in the book. So just take it.
Yeah, 30. Damn good, Arthur. Sorry.
Oh, there it is.
There's your artwork. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Nick Jizba out of Nebraska illustrated that. And my goodness, when you talk about talent, in my head, when I first learned that it was going to be illustrated, I'm like thinking, I do a little bit of art, and I could not visualize in my head what I would paint. Nick just pulled it right out of my mind, put it onto paper with his own style, and it's just perfection.
Yeah.
It was really an honor to meet the illustrators.
Yeah.
That's the book we're talking about, book 38, people.
Yep.
GalaxyPress.com, writersoffuture.com. You go become a winner.
Yeah, and that's all over the world right now. That's in the UK. It's in South Africa. It's in Australia. It's in Canada, and obviously throughout the United States and all the major bookstore chains.
Canada don't count.
Joe.
They don't count. They don't count anymore.
Very thin ice you're treading on right now.
After this video I seen this week,
Joe.
they on my list.
What? Fires?
We can't talk about that on this show because we have guests. I've been, it was funny. So Amelia sends me this picture the other day of Ontario and New York. So Ontario's all pretty and blue and clear. New York is just red. It looks like hell. I was like, well, that's just. But you know what? I hate to say this. You New Yorkers, y'all deserve it, man. I'm just saying it ahead of time. I got a lot of friends in New York, but even y'all deserve it too, because y'all know better. Y'all been living there too long. Oh man! So I was surprised to see the new poll count in New York. It may be an interesting election this year.
New York?
Yeah. California is too far gone. There's nothing we can do for y'all. It's just nothing we can do. We love y'all, but we really just consider y'all like another country that we let hang around these days.
Yeah.
And besides, Biden might be president. So anyway, Desmond, so we got sidetracked there for a minute because we do a lot of news on here from time to time.
That's all good. Hey, Illinois just became the first state to ban book bans. How about that?
Wow, that's excellent. Man, that's a thumbs up right off the bat. At least somebody's got some brains. Wow. Well, I've seen. We were in Galveston, Texas, and they had one of the church was having a book burning. And we were down there working press, and I still remember this guy says, "Yes, take pictures of this," and this preacher's out there. I'm like, "What are y'all burning?" I was like, because I was kind of curious to what was, so evil it had to be burned. They didn't have a clue. So they went into this bookstore and just took all the stuff off the shit. It was mostly modern stories. There's no religious text at all. It wasn't even any politics. It was more like those kind of, how can I say this nicely, shady love stories. And maybe too shady love stories. I don't know, but they burned something like 25,000 books. And then the best part was the judge says, well, y'all got to pay for those books, right? And they're like, well, no, it was demons and Satan that made us do it. He said, well, demons and Satan, the gentleman, it was like 500 grand, 600 grand or something. And I was laughing my ass off. But people like that. Burning books is bad, people. Burning flags is bad. Burning books is bad. Burning anything is bad. Okay, just stop it. Stop burning shit. It's a bad thing. Soon enough, y'all will all be in hell, and you'll be regretting burning anything. I'm just telling you now. Except for my Canadian friends, they're going to a different place.
Well, they put marshmallows.
Huh? You're not kidding. Yeah, well, you're not a Canadian anymore. Anyway, we don't consider you Canadian anyway.
I'm Canadian.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. You're just Canadian wannabe. That's all.
So speaking of the podcast awards, how about that?
Wait. What were we talking about? Now we getting in the middle of this now. No.
We're talking about the podcast awards and 3 amazing shows that people need to vote for.
Yes, and thank God. We're gonna play this in just a second. I got it pulled up in the queue. Again, okay. I know runners up is nice to see when you're competing. I just rather lose people. Okay, I just want to be honest about this. No more shortcuts. Win for everybody.
Absolutely win.
Because we have John shows up. We have Michelle show up. God, I can't believe I can remember her show. And we have 2 of mine up. And so go out there and vote. This show always does well. I mean, it always gets close, but it just doesn't seem to get over the top. UF Undercover always gets close. It just doesn't seem to get there. The Outer Realm does, and John's like me. He's like, okay, now it's time to win. So all I can tell you is vote. If you don't remember what happened last year when y'all didn't vote, I bitched for 6 months. 6 months. Is that what we want to go through again this year? Really?
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. Even my guests were like, Joe, this next year. I'm like, no, man, this is bullshit. Yeah, you know what? I got to find this little kid. He's on TikTok that says bullshit. This thing is hilariously funny. It's just unbelievably funny he's like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old. I love the way he says it. I'm going to find him and we're going to use him all the time. When we have a guest that does bullshit, we're going to play this little kid, make all kind of trouble. What was that, Jimmy? Actually, wait, Des, where are you going to be again? I forgot what state you said. I was going to tell him, but
We're going to be in Davenport, Iowa. The Barnes and Noble at the mall there in Davenport, Iowa, from 12 to 3, or until people stop showing up.
Whatever comes first. But I've actually been in Davenport before. Come to think about it, guys, go out there, come say hi to Desmond, do a little head rub like the Buddha guy, get some luck. Wait a minute. The head rubs are not free now. Oh, no.
It cost you a book.
No, it doesn't work like that. No, you can rub the head. It's $5. It's
Oh my God!
Now, if you want to rub the head in the belly, it's $10. Okay, I'm just making a little extra money.
Yeah. If people show up and start doing this, you owe me big time.
Oh shit! No.
Oh my God!
Oh, I'll give you your own show if it happens. I hate to say it because sometimes weird stuff does happen from doing radio
Sometimes
and TV.
weird stuff comes out of your mouth.
Well, no, weird. I've done my share of TV and I've been my share of newspaper articles and stuff, and people will. I'm not kidding you. I'm in the police station, going to get a friend of mine out of jail for being drunk in public. I'm not going to get into that part, but so I'm standing there in line and I'm talking to the cop and I give him my credit card. So okay, get him out of jail. And this girl comes up to me and she starts kind of putting her arm. She says, "I know you." And I looked at her like, "You don't know me that well. Just get your drunken ass back away from me." And she goes, No, I know you. You're that guy on TV. I'm like, uh-oh, what's coming out of her mouth next? Then she proceeds to start pulling down the side of her shorts to show me where the alien branded her ass. So the cop comes out and says, "Excuse me, ma'am, what are you doing?" So she pulls him down. You see the aliens did this. He said, the aliens did this. Get your ass and took her to jail. He put it and locked her up.
What?
Yes, it was too funny. I've had people come up and give me things. We're not going to say what they are. I've had women send stuff to my house, and y'all just don't know, man. The person I live with does not think that shit is funny. I'm just telling you. She's like, "Wait, what's this? And what is this?" Candy and stuff. She don't mind. Other stuff, gets a little personal sometimes. But it's part of being in public. I mean, it's just part of being out there. And the more famous you get, Des, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
I'm just mediocre famous, so I'm just barely out there. Yeah, but it gets bad. But it's fun.
But one thing is this, I sent around a post because this last week we just broke 50 million downloads on SoundCloud, which was way cool. The number of responses and great blurbs I've gotten from so many people. Rob Sawyer just wrote to me, imagine the best possible course in writing science fiction and fantasy. Now imagine it taught by the best writers in the business. That's the Writers of the Future podcast.
And that's the thing. All these people get to know y'all. They get to know who you are. They get to decide who they like. And you never know who's listening that might need somebody to go to work.
Yeah.
I was just bitching the other day. I need an illustrator. We're not going to get into that. April and I just both looked at me. Really? I'm like, I can't afford you to. Get out of here. I'd love to have a banner up there with his. No, we're not going to go there though. What's that? No, that's John. You've seen John and Emily before. Yes, Clara. You've seen him many times in the show. What do you mean she don't look like his wife? What are you talking about?
What does your wife look like?
Okay, though, like we in like a time slip and nobody told me it, but she looks like the same woman I met. Desmond looks the same, pretty much. John looks the same. I don't know, people. Y'all are. I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all on crack. You've been breathing that pollution coming from up in Canada. I know what's been going on. Oh no. Yes, he is coming on. We did the Shag Harbor, and he will be coming back for the Shag Harbor thing. But we don't need those kind of questions. Save that for Wednesdays. Stephanie Lawrence is writing. Where are you writing in from? Hold on. Let me get where I can see this. Oh, Chicago, Illinois. Well, hello up there. You heard what I said. Hello up there in Chicago. I hope all is well. She wants to know if there's anything she can go out and purchase or when your next book's coming out, anything like that. Well, you're not going to be that far from me in just a couple of 10 hours or something.
Yeah, no, Chicago's just a hop, skip, and a jump there from. So it's been a really, really busy year. There's Writers of the Future 38's out. This anthology called Murder Birds, which was started by a fellow Writers of the Future winner. That just came out a few months ago. Actually, me and David Hankins, who I'm signing with tomorrow, are both featured in that book, so that'll be really fun. And then I got 5 other things coming out between July and early 2024. So, I mean, gosh, I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
You've worked for that dream.
People, y'all get out, track him. Website. Where can they find you at?
DesmondAstaire.com, and I'm also on Instagram and Twitter under Desmond Astaire.
So that you can find him there, guys. Go check him out. No stalking, please. We got enough of those on the planet now. Can you send ideas? Wait, stop. You just wrote like 5 paragraphs. So what do you mean? Can you send ideas to who? And about what? Oh, can you send ideas to Desmond about books? I don't know about, I'm sure you're right to him, but he's going to probably look at you and go, okay. And where'd you get this idea from? Hey, look, now all copyright goes to him. I'm just saying ahead of time.
Yeah, that doesn't go that well very often because then the person comes in like, well, that was my idea. I need to split any revenue. It just gets really nasty. So
yeah, I can see that. I could see how that would go.
So you find out that we'll not go into that.
Clara Jane Simmons, where are you from? Oh, I've been to Waco a couple of times. Yes, I've actually been thrown out of bars in Waco. I hate to say, but I was in the Navy. Went to a friend's wedding. He was getting married. Yes, a shotgun wedding at that. I'm not even gonna lie. He was just made 18, and she was 16, making 17, and it was technically a shotgun wedding. And there was 32 Navy guys there, and about 10 Marines, and let's just say when we hit the night, it was bad. It was we were having fun, and just nobody else was. Oh yes, and anyway, I like it.
So Joseph and Emily both have another thing we got scheduled that we need to go to shortly. But can we do this? Because I don't want to take away from Desmond because this.
Well,
is
no, we're going to let Desmond out here in a few minutes, but I was going to play this clip before I let all y'all get out of here.
okay.
And so y'all going to hear this in a minute, guys. This is for the podcast awards. Hopefully it'll come up and behave itself because it's not on regular share. For some reason, the computer doesn't want to do it that way, but I guess we'll find out right now. So let's put it in the queue. Oh, wait, no, we won't do that apparently. Might help if I keep it on the screen.
It's time for you to get out and nominate your favorite podcasts. There's an amazing show I want you to consider for the People's Choice Podcast Awards, Writers and Illustrators of the Future podcast, in 3 categories: education,
Woohoo!
storyteller drama, and art. For 4 years, the Writers and Illustrators of the Future podcast has provided advice and tips from international best-selling authors, world-class artists, contest judges and winners, and industry professionals based on the world-famous Writers of the Future contest created in 1983 by L. Ron Hubbard to help the aspiring writer and artist no matter their age. It is dedicated to the future of storytelling and art by showing that it is never too late to start, and those who make it are those who never give up. Go to podcastawards.com to nominate the Writers and Illustrators of the Future podcast in
Look at
any
that
or
sexy
all
beast, man.
of the 3 categories: education, storyteller drama, and art. That's podcastawards.com, and please take a moment and go out and vote now.
Get your butts out there and vote. Y'all gonna hear some more as we're going along through.
I love that one. I love the voice.
Yes, I do too. I was like, "Ooh, who is this baby? Damn!" I was like, "Uh-oh, we gotta watch these voices out there." Let's get back where I can actually see y'all. I know, guys, you're gonna hear a couple more as the night goes on tonight because we got some news coming up in a little while. But get out and vote. Really, I know I clown around, but I want to see y'all vote. I want to see us win. I want to see Emily running around with a trophy. Go, yeah, finally won. That's after John runs around with it for about a half a day. What's that? Wait, what? Wait, no, Lightgate's on Mondays. Yes. What do you want, Gene? Every book behind me is available at galaxypress.com. Oh, yeah, every book here. Because I thought no, this one's not. But everything else up there is available at galaxypress.com. This is this year's winner right here. It's an excellent book. I finally get through reading it. I'm going to have to go back and read it again because, I'm old. My brain don't retain things as well as it should. That one I actually got to read about 4 times. So it kind of stuck in my head. And again, I never get the winners right, whether they're authors or illustrators. Nope, not even close. I was telling that somebody this year. I was like, damn, I never get this damn shit right. What is wrong with this? But all the stories are good. They're all enjoyable. There's a lot of fantasy in there. There's a lot of other stuff in there. And yes, there is sci-fi in there. It's not as much as you think, though. I mean, okay, maybe a clarifier. Maybe John or Desiree could tackle this. I mean, there's sci-fi, but I don't want y'all to go running off thinking this is like Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica or Babylon 5 or something like that, or maybe even Star Wars or Star Trek. I mean, there's stuff like that in these. I said, but these have more. Oh,
it's a wide spectrum.
It is, but they have more substance, which I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. I know it's some Star Trek fan or Star Wars fan's going to write to me now, but they really do. And what I like about it is I can set this book down on my coffee table and leave it for any kid that's in my household. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You can. What's great about these books is you can seriously enjoy the story and get caught up in the story without actually realizing that this book doesn't have any cursing in it and any blood and guts or gore, not any real sex or anything. It's not some sexy stuff, but there's no real sex or anything. I mean, I hate to say it's kind of like flashing back to the 50s a little bit where we actually had some morals still before we reached 2023, damn it. But all I can tell you is go out and buy any of them. I would start, this is how I did. I can't say for everybody. I started from the beginning and worked backwards. So as you can see, this is books. This is 31 right here. And this is that complete set, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37. And then, of course, 38 and 39 is right there. And then I've got a set that is 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29, I think. I think that's what that says. And you can buy them. They sell them in groups. Well, I haven't been on the site lately, but they sell them in groups.
Yeah.
And, so Yeah, it's a nice bundle, so you can get them. You buy a bundle, read them, and then give them away as
Yeah,
presents.
if you like science fiction or fantasy, I can promise you're going to find something in any book that you're going to enjoy.
Yeah.
Because it's such a wide variety.
Well, it was different for me, so it was kind of an eye opener for me because I had no idea what any of this stuff was, and it was just an eye opener. And there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, and you know what? People who still like to read to their kids, this is perfect. This is perfect. You get to use your imagination. You get to describe things the way you want to describe them. It's all well done. Well, you got to remember, they're all winners. Every story and every piece of art in these books are all winners. So it's not like, and they get a lot of stories turned in. A lot, I shouldn't say they get a lot of stuff turned in, and these are the ones that make it.
Yeah.
So that's why you should go get it, because you're getting the best of the best of the best of the best.
Yeah, from around the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
and from around the world. And you know, it's interesting because when you read these and you realize some of these stories are written by someone maybe in the UK or maybe in one of the Cold War countries, old Cold War countries, things like that, it kind of gives you a different idea that they are kind of thinking along the same lines we are in a lot of ways. So it just all makes us people.
Yeah.
That's right.
But Desiree, you got anything you want to tell these lovely fans? I don't want to get in no trouble tonight. I've been in trouble all week. Somehow I got banned on Facebook. I have not even been on Facebook in 2 weeks, and somehow I got banned.
No, keep reading, keep enjoying, and no matter how crappy life gets, we always got stories.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's why I always say all good sci-fi television shows and movies have to have some kind of comedy in them. Some it doesn't have to be a lot, just some. You know, because I know personally, I've been in some hairy, scary situations. I can't help it. I got to crack a joke. I'm like, I'm about to die. I'm thinking, what the hell? I'm like, well, that's some fun. And no, Donnie, we don't want to get into that, but you know what? Maybe we'll do a show on that in the near future. But there's been a few times I've come very close. Yes, not on purpose, no. I don't plan on going until they drag me through the hole, kicking and screaming, man. Shit. And then I'm gonna be trying to grab Emily and John as I'm going. No, so I get anchored down, doofus. No, yeah. Where's John and Emily going to be? I don't know where y'all going to be. I know they got to go somewhere, but where y'all going to be?
Our next trip's coming up. We have Comic-Con San Diego, and then from there we jump on a plane into Tampa, and we do Tampa Bay Comic-Con. Be back in LA for a little bit, and then a team, not us personally, but we have a team that's going up to Fan Expo Canada in Toronto, and then and then after that we've got to Atlanta for Dragon Con, and then a couple weeks after that we have FanX in Salt Lake City, and then shortly after that we have the Hollywood Christmas Parade.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll make it out this year for the Christmas parade, Joe.
These people never stop, man. God, I thought I was bad.
Yeah, she gets a couple hundred volunteers to help on the parade.
I'm definitely not coming in.
Yeah,
I get volunteered enough, man.
Sarah, Joe. Sarah, put you to work.
Oh, I know. That's why I stay away from Sarah. It doesn't matter. I got away from Sarah, and somebody else put me to work. I was like, damn, look at this. And then what's his name? Why can't I remember his name now?
Jason?
No, it's got kind of an accent.
Marcus.
No, he's why can't I remember who the hell he is? Anyway, he was working with the books over there.
Claude.
Claude. Yeah, Claude. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. And he put me to work. I was like, damn, man, see what happens when you stand. So I would just warn y'all ahead of time, people. Don't be standing around because somebody's going to put your ass to work. No, it's not a bad thing. It's a lot of fun, actually. They have a great group of people there. So, I mean, Desmond's there. He got to experience the flavors and the taste of all the individuals. He got to see. So, real quick, I know we got a few more minutes. We're going to squeeze in a few more minutes. So, 24-hour story.
Oh, yeah.
So what did you think? What these people lost him? The first time I heard this was right after COVID. And I'm like, man, somebody's on crack around here. 24-hour story. And so tell me, what was it? I mean, because that's the year Tim Powers had me spying on everybody.
Nice.
We were upstairs on the balcony with the cameras. Everybody who was down. People, you have to be there to understand what was going on here. And you'll get to see those photos. Some of those will be coming out on the new website. We got this year's all going up this weekend and next weekend. But you'll get to see some of those old ones up there as well because we're putting some of them up there. Of everybody like, and I'm like,
Yeah, I think you got a really good shot of me and Tim visiting during
Yes.
the 24-hour. It's really, I mean, so this workshop is all about helping you realize and achieve your potential as you're entering the professional world of publishing. So one of the exercises that we do during the workshop is a 24-hour story where one of the mentors sets you up for a random story with some random elements, and then you have 24 hours to complete a story. And of course, it sounds very daunting going into it. Then all of a sudden, you realize that you've been given and taught, and you have within inside you the tools to do that, and then you feel unstoppable. So it's just an amazing illustration of what the workshop provides for new talent.
Well, I didn't see anybody run screaming, pulling their hair out. That's a good sign.
Well,
Actually,
Leslie
sell
pulled
them.
his hair out.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
but I mean, everybody I talked to seemed to, for the most part, have it under control. A little stressful, but you
A
know,
lot of people sell their 24-hour stories.
Yeah.
yes,
a lot were sold.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. That just means that you did the job and you did the job right. What are you talking about, Denise? Who told you that? You heard that on here from who? I don't think I've ever mentioned that. It must have been John said that. I ain't said nothing about throwing stuff down the stairs, so somebody else had it.
Oh yeah.
I have not said anything about that, so it had to be one of the guests that said it.
She's right.
She's right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it's just a saying, you know, like so you have the 12 winners and they have their short stories and they turn in their transcript and
They turn the 24-hour stories.
yeah, they turn their 24-hour stories in and the judges have them and they you know, they're going to workshop a few of them, but not all of them. So it was just a saying, like we're going to throw them down the stairs and the 4 that go the farthest is the ones that we're going to workshop and everybody's going to read and then we'll discuss it in the workshop. Anyway, so Jody Lynn Nye, who's our new Cornane judge, her and Tim are doing the workshop and John is out there with the video camera and they literally took the stacks of papers and the stories and threw the whole stack down the stairs. Big old mess. And they picked up all the ones that went the farthest and that's what they decided to take up in the workshop. But it was
Yeah, I posted on social, so that was that. And then we did it again this year.
some of the
But-
other judges were cracking up. They were like, you know, I think that's just a saying. You all took it literally and threw the stories down the stairs.
Tim and Jody are rocking it.
Totally.
It's always fun to watch him. All I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, because I know I see comments in the going through my messenger. Look, oh, and yes, Janine. For some reason, y'all can't get. Well, I'm glad you said that. So tell all of our friends you can't get me on my other my other personal page. I don't know what's going on there. So I got to get some code from him. Anyway, when it's fixed, I'll tell y'all on air. I have no idea what's going on. I just found out about it today. So yes, go see Desmond. Buy books, people. Buy as many books as y'all can.
We'll have a lot of them.
No, Stephanie, I don't get a commission. Go buy a book. Buy a book. Well, because you know what? I've got a lot of friends, and I've grown old over the years, and some of them still are big-time readers. And some of them have kind of gotten lazy, and they got their 90-inch TVs in their living room with their surround sound. That you can't even – their hair – that's why they ain't got hair anymore because it's been blown out by the surround sound. Really, guys, take your time and read a book. I know I don't read, but I do listen, so it's different for me.
And what's good also about Rise of the Future is that if you are time restricted on being able to read, each story gives its full arc. So you've got this beginning and the middle and the end of a story, and in each volume, because we also have stories from judges and from L. Hubbard. So each book has at least 15 stories in it, and they're short stories, so you can get through them in a confirmable piece of time. So maybe you read a story before going to bed, or you have some time on the bus or on a train going to work. You can get through these stories, and it's so you're not.
I tell you, I'm not the biggest reader in the world, and I can read this book or that book, either one, in a flight trip from New Orleans to LA. I can get through the whole book.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fast reader, not like some of the people I know, like these two here. And somebody asked me the other day when I was mailing out my vanilla envelope to Emily. So we still got about 50,000 words to go, and then she'll get it. That girl was laughing her ass off, by the way, when I told her this. She said, "You really gonna do that?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "She'll just go." You never got here, Jack. I just like, what? Guys, I'm sorry, that's an inside joke. Emily gives me trouble about writing, and I have been writing. I'm up to 20. 23,500 and something words now.
Good.
And which makes it was 3.5 days into this 11-day story. So there's a lot to go. What do you mean edited? Who, me? You got to be crazy. No, indeed not. No, that's what Emily's for. Because Emily goes through a story like, okay, it's good. No, really, if I send it to her, I'll send it to her in a whatchamacallit file. Yeah, why would I send it in paper? It'd be a waste of time. It's not like you can edit paper, people, unless you're going to sit there with some white out and go through it. No, I just get her to read it and she can circle and, Yes, I'm not letting John read it. Get out of here. John don't get to read it. Only Emily gets to read it. But John...
Desmond, are you going to say something?
I was thinking, speaking of audio, wasn't this volume 39 the first volume that now has an audio book with it too, narrated by the Meskimen family?
Yeah, the Meskimens did it. There are a few other earlier volumes that were made into audiobooks. We didn't have much control over that because we didn't do that. The volume 39 was produced by Galaxy Press, so we got the talent and all of that and did all of the work to put that together and published it ourselves. So we'll probably continue doing that. But yeah, so it's available on audiobook. The Meskimens did an amazing job. They're so brilliant.
Well, I will have to get that because I haven't heard that. No. Oh, yes, you did. Okay, never mind. Wrong thing. I was looking on a desk looking for something physical. Never mind. Ignore me. Just ignore me. No, he sent me the link, people, not to. Well, no, you mean Mission Earth? Yes, I am almost in 3. There's a lot to this thing, and I only get to do it because, all right, before we leave and I let them go. So I have to listen to it in sections or I'll forget. If I listen to like 1, 2, 3 of them, it's going to go away from my brain. If I sit down and listen to like 10 of them or 6 no, because there's like 30 or 40 to each one. But yes, I don't know.
10 volume.
3, 9. The minutes vary from sometimes they're 3, sometimes they're 5.
120 hours.
Yeah, so it's so far it's been really good. It started out a little tad slow, but once it got going. And all I can tell you is the lead character is an idiot. I can't give. And now we're not going to. I'm not going to get in because I'd rather y'all listen to it.
Plays him.
Oh, Jesus! It's anyway, guys. It's it's available now, isn't it, on audio? Can't they get it?
No, just a bridge. We haven't released it yet.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Sorry, that was a tease, but well, sooner or later, come on, you'll be able to get it. Yeah. Well, you got to pace yourself with this. This isn't. No. You got to pace yourself. Like if you do like I do, and you have long drives. It's a good thing for that. You can listen. Mm-hmm. And I can get through it. Yeah. I listen to a lot of podcasts. Matter of fact, that's how I keep up with my host. I pop them on from time to time when I'm driving. Going, okay, she's in trouble. Oh, she's definitely in trouble. Oh my God, she's really in trouble. Oh wait, how come we got so many female hosts now? But it is a good way to listen to them, people. So, podcasts, stories. Now that this is an audio now, you'll be able to listen to it and drive. It's so nice to be able to do stuff like that. And I take long trips. A lot of times I'm driving places to go speak. Yeah, people offer to pay me all the time to fly, but I'll just tell them send me the money. I'll drive. I like driving. I'm sorry. Should I drove out to Salt Lake City to see John and Emily? I like driving. It's a beautiful country. Don't get me wrong. Wait, what's that? Are
you going to come out to Tampa in July?
Tampa? I have to see what I can do with Tampa.
Your car's going to be there.
They're going to get in trouble down there. I can tell.
Anderson.
And what cohorts are you going to have with you, may I ask? Oh, she's just bad. I can't go around there. She's a bad influence on me. She makes me drink alcohol.
She does not.
She's like, Joe, you have to drink alcohol. I'm like, no, Sarah, no. And I'll even go,
I think move back as your nose is growing. You're going to knock out the camera there, Joe.
I can't. Actually, y'all, I'm not going to say this, but so, when you meet the authors and you meet the illustrators, there's a big difference between the two crowds. There really is. And some are way more outgoing than others. But I have noticed, though, when they're first starting out, the authors seem to be much more outgoing and the illustrators seem to be much more inverted. But that seems to change as they become more famous down the line, the illustrators become much more, let's just say, open, be a good word to use. I've hung out with 4 of them on a regular basis now. They're a lot of fun. That's all I can say.
I can say Michael Talbot's probably the best dressed person I've ever met.
Oh, I know. I love Michael. Michael was great. And, I was wondering about him the other day. We were talking about
in Boston.
Yeah, well, we were talking about how these new robots scan, they paint walls and stuff now. And I was thinking, I wonder how Michael's doing. First thing came to mind, I wonder how Michael's doing, because I remember seeing that one he did on that store. You'd have to look him up, guys. Michael Talbot. He's not hard to find.
Yeah,
he's an interesting kid. There's several interviews on the network. John did one with him. I did think 2. We did one in Los Angeles, and then we did another one after that. Yeah, go catch him. Everybody who was there eventually gets interviewed by both of us. Everybody goes through the ringer sooner or later. We if we miss you, then we come back and get you later on. But everybody goes through it. Well, no, it's good. It's good for them. It's good for everybody. Mm-hmm. And for you people who don't want to read, look, doesn't he look like he needs a rub on the head? Pay this man some money.
Someone's going to do that. They're going to get throat punched.
Poor Jazz. No, hey, look, y'all come rub me in the head. I don't mind. The seats up there. I don't mind. Oh no, I was just teasing in case anybody didn't realize that ahead of time. Nah. Just teasing on Des.
No, I'm a hugger, so they'll get some hugs out of that.
Oh, y'all get hugs. Okay, I'm running already. I can see it coming. But we got to get out of here because I know the good ones have to get their butts moving. They can never sit still for more than about 25 minutes. I get them for an hour now. I used to keep them for 2, but Emily's like, let me go.
No, we still have another. The night is young. We still have another like 3 hours.
I know.
We're on the West Coast. It's
exactly.
It's early.
Yeah, it's only 8. It's only 8 o'clock out there, guys. So.
I know.
Yes, it's barely.
Otherwise, we're working.
Yeah. No, they work all the time. People. Oh no. Thank God they get to travel because they work all the time.
Yeah. You need any help in Tampa?
Yeah. You want to come out to Tampa?
Yeah.
Let's
Good,
talk.
because I'm working on putting together a panel. So yeah, that's what I have to respond to tonight.
Brandon Sanderson will be down there too.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. We're heading down. We're heading down to where are we heading? Where? St. Pete. We're going down to St. Pete here in a couple weeks or so, or no, in about a week for a little vacation. I think we can go down to Tampa for some business fun.
Yeah.
Great,
Great place.
Well, we'll talk tomorrow after your signing.
Cool.
Awesome.
With a quota of at least 16 books sold. Yeah.
Well, I think on the first one we did like 18. I was so scared. They had like a stack of books. I'm like, how are we going to sell all these? Gone. People just know. People know what it is, and they show up and they want copies. And it's a great anthology.
Awesome. Great.
So people in our Tampa, we got a big audience in Tampa, so y'all come out and check everybody out.
Absolutely.
What do you mean, Kareem? I know you live in Tampa. What about it?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, where you? Yeah, they want to know where exactly you're going to be.
The convention center, Tampa Bay Comic Con.
Tampa Bay Comic Con. You can Google it.
She's been there before. I know she's talked about it before. Some of these people I know for so long now. No, guys, they got to go. They got lives. Dad's got a boss lady just like I do. You got to watch that out. Look at John. See, John said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm ready." No, just teasing y'all. It's a much funner world these days. Both of them are good. Check out Volume 38. His story is fabulous. 39 from this year. Check it out. They all have great stories. Take your time, read them. What's nice about them is you can read them more than once. They're fun. They're gamey. They're playful. They're kind of serious sometimes, but it's all rolled into one book. All of that, everything I just said just now is rolled into one book. So if you can get me to read, people, Jesus, come on, you should buy a dozen of them. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I haven't been a serious reader since I was in private college. I ain't even gonna lie. When I was told I had to read the classics, all the classics. Oh no, we're not gonna get into that either. Jesus. That's probably why I don't write, because I had to write 500 billion reports when I was in school. No, I had some serious teachers. They didn't play around. No, they must have been authors themselves, because they did not play around. When you did a book report, it better have been button tucked and ready to go. How I got through those classes without failing is beyond me. I don't know. No, but we got to go, guys. I want to thank y'all. Y'all going to hear a couple of minutes. There's going to be some promos come on. John and Emily, they've been getting ready to go. Desmond's getting ready to go. Dancing in the Moonlight. Well, I'm happy for you. Oh, that's your Nick, Dancing in the Moonlight. I'm sorry. Yes. Just go to Des's website. You got your email on your web.
This time.
Well, I'm just saying. So real quick. So your email's on your website, right, Des?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so just go over there, go to his website, check everything out, see what you want to buy some stuff. Look, we got holidays coming up. We got the 4th of July. Hell, we're almost to Christmas now. Lord, we 6 months now. It's bad, man. Well, Siri tells me every 20 days how close to Christmas we are. I know, it's a bitch. What can I say?
Yeah, you've asked her to tell you that too.
I do. I'm bad. I'm bad. How many days to Christmas? I'm like a 12-year-old man. I'm sorry, people. I really am. Yes, sometimes I wonder why people let me play around with electrical stuff and all kind of jet engines and shit. You just gotta wonder. I will be in Buffalo in a couple of weeks, so y'all can check me up there. I will be in Fort Walton. Florida Keys. I'll be down in the Keys and Key West in 5 weeks. I'll be down there doing a lecture. It's a 2-day lecture. It's just me and one other person, and it's way down in the Keys. It's already sold out. Yes, it's already sold out. It's I forgot the name of the hotel, but it was sold out within 2 days. No, it's not politics. It's about aliens. Yes, it's about Canadian aliens at that. Especially when it's named Emily. Mm-hmm. I'm just teasing.
No, with fire, Joe.
Oh no! You see, I can because I'm 3,000 miles away at the moment. Don't think she's not abusive, people. She will smack you upside the head.
No, I won't.
Emily is the nicest person you've ever met.
She's got little Sarah who's just tall who sneaks. You say stuff like that, see what happens. And then y'all, she got little Sarah who sneaks up behind you, just smacking you, flip over and stuff. This teamwork, I'm just telling y'all. And between the two of them, they're lucky if they weigh 100 pounds, I swear. I guarantee I could put them together and bench press them both at the same time. I don't think it'd be an effort. But they are, all serious, all kidding aside, they are workaholics. They're really good at what they do, and they're really nice people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give them trouble. If they weren't nice people, I wouldn't even waste my time, to be honest with y'all. No, they're really nice. Yes, Des, thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Emily, you know I love you to death. John, it's always great to have you on. No, that's not. You're thinking of Emily Min's house. No, she said she was going to stop by tonight, but I didn't see her. Yeah, she co-hosts with us sometimes. Yes, she's with WT Frickett. Is her show on Friday. Yeah, go check her out. Yeah, she's a lot of fun too. On that note, guys, y'all get out of here. I'm going to play some promos and get a cup of coffee, and then we will be back to talk about how crazy the world is that we live in today.
Great. Thank you very much, Joe. And that's
thank you, guys. Thanks, guys. You were great.
And make it 20 books, not 16.
We'll make it 40.
Buy books, people. Support these people.
What can you expect?
We don't want to see starving artists. No, indeed not. We want to see healthy artists.
Starving publishers either.
That's right. Books. We don't want to see stars. He's already skinny enough, man. Y'all can't be letting this man starve. No, really. It's galaxypress.com and writersofthefuture.com. They'll be up on a new site this weekend sometime, so you'll be able to find them because there's a Writers of the Future page coming. But anytime you need to know, you can write to me. It is galaxypress.com and writers. Yes. I can see it's back like burnt in the side of my head or something. It's easy websites, that's why.
Yeah.
They're easy. Plus, the Writers of the Future site is very, very clean site. It's a really pretty site, and there's a lot of information there. And if, again, before they go, if you want to learn how to write, there's a course there. Yes.
Yeah. Emily created it. So.
Yes. So that's why I'm writing this story. So, because you have to write a story to pass the course. So I'm writing this big, massive 5 billion page one. And no, I'm serious. Y'all can go over it. It's free. Yeah, no, it's free. Mm-hmm. No, never mind. It's free. Go check it out. It's over there. It's writerfutures.com. You can go there and check it. There's a lot of other stuff there. There's a lot of videos there. A lot of information there. Yeah. The podcasts are there. They've got a message board there, so you can go check out stuff. Every now and then you might catch Wolf hanging out. So all I can tell you is go over there, check it out, and use it for what it's there. Look, people, there's nothing free anymore. So when it is, you need to jump on it. I'm just telling you. Just not really. It is. Well, I'm a non-writer, but it helped me immensely there was stuff that I just never understood. And after going through it, I understood a lot better. And then hanging out with these writers for 4 years, both the judges and the winners, it's helped me out immensely. Yes, I mean, you'd have to pay for the education I'm getting out of here. I'm telling you, I probably had to go to college for 4 years to get this much knowledge.
Yeah, just the reason why it's able to make it free is because Elvin Hubbard put in his will to keep on funding Writers of the Future. So from his legacy, that's what that continues to pay for. So that's why it's free. That's why we're able to fly out the winners each year. We're able to put to get the workshop. They get, you have your online course that you're able to take for free. It was from his royalties that were able to fund putting that free course together. And that's how it's been put together. So all the aspects of Rise of the Future is because of that. So that's why we're able to do this. For him, this was the genre he really wanted to see past into the future because he saw science fiction as the herald of possibility. So with that, it postulates potentially a great future or minimally a future you want to be able to avoid. So here's what you should, take pains to not have happen.
Oh, and Desmond, since you've been on tonight, and I tell this to everybody all the time, if you get a book that you're just wanting to get put out more, I always keep them like this one's right here, but it's been sitting up like this for a couple of weeks. And then Steve's book has been up there where 38 is for a couple of weeks. So I just put them up there as I come in, rotate them around. It's always in my background. I like people, even when I'm doing shows that have nothing to do with this, they're still back there.
What's a great show is if you get all the guys from Murder Birds on together.
Oh,
that would be epic.
Well, I'll tell Carmen. Give him something to do. Say, Carmen, look here, we're gonna do this. Emily gave me a good idea. Look.
There was one podcast a few weeks ago when it was out when the Kickstarter was launched. So yeah. I think I did a podcast on Murder Birds.
It's,
maybe I did, but I thought I did. But I didn't.
Jack, what's your last name? Kroll. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just see when you broke it up like that for me. I don't know. I've never heard Emily riding in the parade. I know she's got a lot to do with the parade. But
no, I don't ride in the parade. I
can see her up there.
Yeah, none of us are in the parade.
There you see, look, you got it down already, man. Look at this. See, we need to put her in parade. We got her down. We need to talk. We need to talk the big boss in to let y'all have a float down here one year, a Writers of the Future float.
Where?
For Mardi Gras.
Oh yeah, I'm
especially
people together for that.
Well, especially if we could find out how to get y'all into like Bacchus or Endymion, because they go to the Dome and have a big party afterwards and give away all kind of shit and sell all kind of stuff. It'd be a lot of drunken readers there. I'm just saying, man. I'm just thinking of sales. That's all I'm thinking about.
I don't care about the modifier. The readers is the key word there.
They'll usually be in the Dome about 60 or 70,000 people for it. Wow. Plus all of the people up and down the parade route, which will be well over 1 million. It'd be outstanding advertisement.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll ask around and see what if there's anything that can be, how any of it works. I used to ride, but I rode. God, I couldn't even tell you how long.
Well, then you can ride with us again this time when we get our float.
Yes, I'll find that. Like I said, I don't know how it is, but we'll have to ask around and see how it works. I know one of the people who make them. I don't even know what they cost him. I'll have to call him and ask him, but. It's they are so much. Oh shit! And then we could have Tom's Dragon up there. Oh my god! Man, having a head going back for a flame coming out. Oh man, that would be damn awesome. Good. Actually, I know. What's that guy?
Then, so we're gonna talk to you, Joe. So so if you can make it to Tampa Comic Con, and then we'll also get with you too, Desmond.
Well, send me over a date so I know when it is. And I'll look up and see what's going on in my crazy, insane life. No, Dean, I haven't. I've been working this week alone. I've been working 17 hours a day. Yeah. I got my construction company is really busy at the moment, and I've got a lot of show business. So I get in about 7 or 8 from my day job, and then I'm here until about 2 in the morning. You know what time I get up? Usually around 6 to 8. Well, whenever Lola decides it's time for Daddy to get up. That's not my.
It's Killer Chihuahua.
That's not. I was going to say. Doc, it's not my wife, it's my dog, and she wakes me up, and then once she does, Fiona realizes I'm awake, and oh my god, it's like Let's kiss daddy to death time, baby. You'd be surprised how much coverage them little tongues have. I'm just telling y'all. Anyway, y'all get out of here. Go take care of your business. Guys, anytime you want to come out, just let me know. Hang out. You're always welcome to stop by. Anytime you see us hanging out like this, just stop on by. You know, we want y'all to get out there. I want to see all y'all famous, man. I want to see you have movies out there, man, like the next Marvel or something. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'll be like, yeah, I met this guy. He's been on the air with me before. I want all y'all to be damn famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Getting there.
And guys, girls, y'all get out of here. Jack, we're gonna play a couple of clips. Y'all hear them start up in just a second. It's actually let's start with the girl.
All right, everybody. It's time for you to get out and nominate your favorite podcasts. There's an amazing show I want you to consider for the People's Choice Podcast Awards. The Outer Realm in the category of Best Female Hosted Podcast. The Outer Realm is a very popular show hosted by Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano, which boasts millions of listeners each week who are well known for and have been complimented on their very laid-back, roundtable style of interviewing. Together, this dynamic duo brings you the best of the best with guests from around the world who are well-versed within their respective fields of ufology, paranormal, esoteric, and other areas of high strangeness, and more. So go to podcastawards.com to nominate The Outer Realm in the category Best Female Hosted Podcast. That's Podcast Awards.
All right, everybody, it's time for you to get out and nominate your favorite podcast. Yes, it is that time of year again. There's a show I want you to consider for the People's Choice Podcast Awards. UFO Undercover in the category of entertainment. UFO Undercover brings you some of the most revealing and current research that is being done with respect to alien abductions and contact. Host Joe Montaldo has been an abduction researcher for over 35 years and is uniquely qualified to bring you live interviews with some of the most well-known researchers in ufology. Go to podcastawards.com to nominate UFO Undercover in the category of entertainment. That's podcastawards.com, and please take a moment and get out and vote now.
One more.
All right, everybody, it's time for you to get out and...
Hey there. It's time for you to get out and nominate your favorite podcasts. There's an amazing show I want you to consider for the People's Choice Podcast Awards. The News on the Flipside, in the category of politics and news. News on the Flipside is a much different news and political program which is not deemed as opinion news. Listen as Joe Montaldo brings to you just the facts from trusted sources which will allow you, the people, to make up your own minds on the various stories being reported on. Go to podcastawards.com to nominate News on the Flipside in the category of politics and news. That's podcastawards.com, and please take a moment and do it now.